In this video, I'm starting a new series called the Years Later series, where I'm going to be reviewing movies and games from the past, and I'll give my thoughts on them, and then see how they hold up to today. So, with this first video, let's go ahead and get started. Team Sonic Racing came out on May 21st, 2019, and is a racing game featuring characters from the main Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. In this game, you race as Sonic and his friends on tracks that are based on levels from Sonic games in the past. You can race as Sonic, Tails, Shadow, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman, and others, like Big the Cat. This game, in its basic form, has two modes. The first one being the one that's being advertised here, Team Mode, where you race on a team of 3 to beat other teams in a race and win the cup. And there's Single Player Mode also, where you just race as yourself, and it's kind of like what you see in Mario Kart and other things and such. So how is this game? Well, let me start with the difficulties. There's 3 different difficulties you can choose from when you choose Adventure Mode or just the standard Cup Mode. There's Normal, Hard, and Expert. Now in a Normal Mode, it's a little tricky, I'm going to admit. But I think that's kind of a good thing, because even though a tricky sort of normal mode can be kind of frustrating when you have to deal with opponents that are constantly fighting you, I think it's a different twist, since in most racing games, easy mode is just super easy and you could just dominate the field, basically staying first and nobody catches you, kind of like in 50cc with Mario Kart. But in this game, with normal mode, you still fight the pack, and you can still stay in first, but it's a little difficult to secure that position. And then there's hard mode, where it's more difficult, but it's still fun. And I would definitely say if you are looking for quite a bit of challenge, hard mode is there. Expert mode, well, considering the difficulty of the first 2 modes I've mentioned, I haven't even touched expert mode, so maybe I will someday. Let's talk about items for a minute. In this game, they use wisps as the items. You know, the wisps from the Sonic Colors game, and are also featured in Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces. In my opinion, this is a clever detail for the game, because instead of going with the easy route with like rockets and bombs and some like banana peels or something, or any other item they could have used in the past games like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform, they've taken something that's featured only in the main Sonic franchise and put it inside of a racing game that's also dedicated to the Sonic franchise. Now, I've heard some reviewers say that the items are not really original and they're kind of copying off of the Mario Kart items, which in some cases it's true. However, I would like to pose a question to those who do make this claim. First off, have you seen a Mario Kart game where they have a big giant laser and you can just mow down opponents that are right in front of you? Secondly, do you have an item in Mario Kart where you can basically shoot a gray wisp that throws up tall gray stone pillars for the leader to run into? Also, do you have an item in Mario Kart where they have spikes that you can just put around the car, and if anyone gets near you, they just stop dead in their tracks and take damage, and it hinders their progress? And number 4, do you have an item in the Mario Kart series where you basically just suck in other item capsules and possibly other items from other racers? I'll let you think about that one. This game also has a story mode. How is the story mode? Well, it's better than the one in Sonic Forces. I'll say that. The story is better than in Sonic Forces. You know why? Because the characters are more enjoyable. And look, I'll admit, the story, it's a little bland. When you look at the story as a whole, it's cheesy. Basically, the characters meet this guy named Dodonpa, who is a Tanuki, and he invites him to a race with high-powered cars. And instantly, Sonic and his friends are very suspicious because they've never seen this guy before. They don't know who he is, where he comes from, what he's up to. They think he's with Eggman. Anybody would do that. If the guy walked up to you and offered gave you a ride in his car, you'd be suspicious. Or if a guy told you to test his new car, or wanted you to test his new car, you'd also be suspicious. I mean, it's common sense. You'd be suspicious of random strangers asking you to do random things. And I think that's a plus for that story. However, the direction it takes is a little disappointing, because in the end, it becomes very apparent who is behind everything, what's really going on. Despite this, you can tell where a lot of the characters are coming from. Silver comes from the future. Blaze is a princess, also dragged from another dimension. Vector, you understand where Espio and Charmy from the Chaotix team are and why they're not featured in this game. Huge missed opportunity, Sega. You understand why a lot of the characters are there. You understand the placement, but I mean, they're very one note in the game. I'll say that. Also, Sonic is much better in the story mode than I anticipated, because going back, I found that he's more aware of the dangers that are present in the game, unlike in Sonic Forces, where he's always just chippy and happy and just like happy-go-lucky, like everything's great. No, in this game, he's aware of what's happening. He's aware of the dangers. He's aware of what problems are there, and so he's more likable in this game. I think the best feature of this game is its customization. Now, if you want something about this game that outshines Mario Kart, it's its customization. You know why? Because in Mario Kart, you can only customize the tires, body, and hang glider. In this game, you can customize the front end of the car, the rear end of the car, the tires, paint, decal, horn. I mean, who doesn't want that in a racing game? I mean, you can create really cool cars that almost look like drag cars to, like, I don't know, cars from the future. Cars are going to look weird. You're going to give them a spoiler. It's a great feature for this game. And it's really clever, given that Sonic Forces also had a customization feature, like the avatar. I love this feature. I think it's one of the best parts of the game, easily. Multiplayer also can be fun. I've only played it once with my siblings. And we just basically raced as on one team and just played it safe because they didn't know how to play the game that much, and I did. But I can see other people actually using the multiplayer feature, like in team mode, and basically competing for a cup. Imagine all the chaos and the excitement that would go down if that actually happened. And I'm sure it's happening right now for the people who are currently playing this game. So 1 year later, is this game fun? In my opinion, yes. I think it's fun. I mean, there are some features that make it somewhat inferior to in Mario Kart, such as the story mode, and also if you spin out, you just stay there put. Hard mode may be difficult, expert mode may be extremely difficult, and there are also other areas where it outdoes Mario Kart, like the customization. Graphics are photorealistic and amazing to look at. I think this is still a good game. I would definitely recommend people who haven't played this game to pick up a copy and just try it out for themselves. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to rate this game an 8. Well, that's it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you do, please leave a like. And also, if you want more content, I have more videos, so hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.